Good evening, everybody. It's the Dead Time Radio program. I'm Billy, and this is my buddy Don. Hi, Don.
Hello.
And we are back with yet another episode of the Dead Time Radio show. We've been having fun doing this. This is the last regular episode of season 4. We have done 4 seasons in 1 year. I cannot believe we have done that many. That's 13 episodes per season.
That's awesome.
That's 52 episodes in a year.
Yes. Thank y'all for listening. We really appreciate it. Thanks for your emails and your calls and your Patreonage. It's we love you guys, and we do this for you, and it's incredible. We are so thankful that we're doing this a year. We're going to be doing this for, decades more because we love it. And there's so much information and so much new stuff coming out that we want to talk about and share with you guys. So we really appreciate it.
Hey, and if you really want to really talk to us, send us some emails. You can send it to thedeadtimeradio@gmail.com. Or you can go onto our website, listen to our other episodes, see some of the cool pictures we posted of our ghost hunts, listen to the audios that we got from our ghost hunts. All that cool stuff at thedeadtimeradioshow.com. And there's also a little button on there for becoming a patron if you want to subscribe to our Patreon and help us out a little bit. We would love it. We would love you to do that.
Thank you. In advance.
Yeah. So today's episode, we're going to talk about twins and creepy ass fucking stories about twins because twins are creepy motherfucking people.
Twinsies.
Twinsies. Creepy motherfucking twinsies.
That's not how that goes.
Oh.
It's memories.
That was their theme song.
No. There was no. They were split.
It's
the same Adam.
Do you know any twinsies?
Yes, I do.
Were they creepy?
I know a few twinsies. No. They're the twins that I know, they're 2 completely different people. Usually there's a dominant one, and then there's not really, you can't really say dominant and submissive, but there's one that's like over the top, and then there's another one that's just
still stuck on the fetish episode?
No.
Dominant and submissive?
I'm thinking of a few of the twins that I have that are really good friends of mine there's always one that's like a super overachiever, and then there's the other one that's just kind of, the shadow, because usually it's the firstborn is the overachiever, and then the other one is just, oh, you're the twins. So your whole entire life is made, you're never your own entity.
I always wanted to have a threesome with twins.
Did you?
Yeah.
Why?
Because, I don't know, it'd be kind of cool.
Okay. 2
super hot girls and they're twins. And they want to have fun with Billy.
Okay. That's all I'm saying about that.
Stories of connection between twins are common, and people believe twins share what is called twin telepathy. They may often feel the same physical sensations see, that's what I want to do. I want to test it out scientifically.
Is that what you're doing?
Like, okay, I'm going to bang her. Tell me if you feel it.
How you feel it? Are you excited because you can feel it?
Put my finger in her butthole. You tell me if you feel it. It's all in the name of science. It's all about science.
Yes, this is a,
Just saying.
Scientific experiment.
Exactly.
I'm going to have you in the room. You tell me what I just did with
Professor William.
Tell me what I just did.
I'm going to put a blindfold on you.
You've thought about this way too much, dude.
This may often feel the same physical sensations or predict events in one another's lives, leading to stories of connections between twins. In these creepy twin stories, siblings share moments of connection that defy explanation. Even parents recall moments when their twins made inexplicable connections with each other. So these lucky parents can truly say their pride and joys are, quote-unquote, gifted. In the twin tales collected below, these siblings made predictions together that came true, and a few managed to sense one another's mental or physical pain. Some spoke in languages only understandable by them, while others witnessed supernatural beings only they could see, much to the horror of one mother. Oh, that sounds great. These spooky twin stories, pulled from Reddit, will leave you wondering what exactly lies underneath the bond between twins.
Ooh, this is right up our alley.
Yeah. Now, this is off of Ranker.com. And this is from Emblem.
Spooky stories.
Spooky stories. Twins predict disappearance. It's a story by my ma'am has told me, as my twin and I were too young at the time to remember. When my twin sister and I were really little, maybe 3 or 4, we were walking to nursery school with our mom one day, each holding one of her hands. We would take turns talking to her when we walked like this, as we couldn't hear one another. We were friends on another pair of twins, both boys, and would regularly go to their house to play while our moms would talk over coffee. This particular day, on the way to the nursery, I had asked my mom what was wrong with the boy's father. She replied that nothing was wrong, and why was I asking? I said no reason. Immediately afterwards, my twin sister asked the same thing. My mom thought it strange, but just a typically strange twin moment. At nursery, the twin boys and their mom weren't there on this particular day. When my mom got home after dropping us off, she called their house. Apparently, the boy's father had gone missing in the night and hadn't returned home.
Ooh, so not only were the twins connected, the twins were connected to the other twins. That's something we haven't talked about before.
That's creepy.
Billy.
That's because twins are from another planet.
No, like maybe they're on, since they are connected to each other,
yeah,
maybe they know how to connect to another.
Because they're from a different fucking planet.
I'm talking about the strings. Like they can connect to
the
strings.
They're all strung from another fucking planet.
Oh, God.
They're weird fucking people.
Y'all, sometimes this is really hard. It's painful. Like my back hurts right now.
I know what you're saying. But what I'm saying is...
Everyone heard what you were saying. They're from another planet. They're from another planet.
They're from Uranus.
They're from Uranus. No, but that's weird.
It is weird.
That they were wondering where the dad was.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe they did have a connection with those other twins.
Yeah. Twins to
like
twins.
Spiritual connections.
Yeah. Like psychically.
So what if those twins had twins? So those twins banged, and then they had babies, and they were twins.
They would all be connected in a huge circle.
Oof. Creepy. Women sees twins ghost the day he died.
Oh, no.
From Sweet Ragnarok. Both sides of my family have twins. My mom's family having a high success rate of twins or triplets, and my mom has a fraternal twin whom she was close to who joined the army. The night before he was about to go back home to his wife and family, a general asked him to accompany him for a ride. It turned out the locals planned an ambush, and my uncle was killed, shot in the back of the head by militants. Mom won't elaborate, but suggestion says it was an execution style.
Jesus.
The same day my uncle died, my mom was fixing something in the kitchen when the glass she was holding shattered. It left only the rim intact. Looking up, she saw her brother at the corner of the room. She later got the call that her brother was dead.
Jesus.
That's weird.
So she knew at that moment that he was no longer on this plane. It was severed, that bond between the two of them.
Yeah.
I mean, I hear that a lot, so I wonder if he knew too much and the general had to take him out.
No.
The general had to accompany him for a ride, so the general did it.
Yeah, but...
They said the locals planned an ambush, but I'm saying...
But the general didn't have anything to do with it.
You don't know that.
Nah, he didn't.
There may have not been an ambush. Because it does say it was execution.
I don't like that execution style just means shot in the back of the head.
Right.
Like at close range. This is not close range.
So you think that the locals did it?
Yeah, the locals did it. There's probably somewhere in like Afghanistan or Iraq where a lot of that shit was going on.
I'm not going for a ride. I'm going home tomorrow.
And she didn't mention whether or not the general got killed. She just got mentioned that the twin's ghost, or the twin got killed.
Right.
So you don't know if that general's still alive or if he's fucking dead too.
I don't know. I think bad stuff.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like that's not right. I feel like.
Twins predict motorcycle crash. When I was 9, my identical twin sister and I were sitting on our front lawn right by the road, pitching the acorns across into our neighbor's yard. Little assholes. We saw a motorcycle coming down the road from very far away, and we both looked at each other and said, "It's going to crash." There was no reason for us to think this, but for some reason we were both positive of this fact. We raced onto the porch and grabbed the telephone so we could call for help. Just as we came back out, the motorcycle crashed in the exact spot we had been sitting. We would have been killed had we stayed there. The guy on the bike was okay and was able to drive away. Still, I can't explain this weird shared premonition.
Did you throw acorns out and that's why he crashed? Because motorcycles hit an acorn.
He probably did crash because little fuckers were throwing acorns in the goddamn street.
That's what I was thinking. Because if there's any pebbles or anything in the road, it does make your motorcycle wiggle.
I say turn yourself into the police now.
Because you almost murdered a motorcyclist by
Shitbirds.
throwing acorns in the road. That's
Twin-
why I hate people that use the blower and they blow the shit in the road.
Yeah.
Like that makes, for a motorcycle alone, it makes it very slick. And it's very dangerous to run over grass clippings on a motorcycle.
Yep.
It's very dangerous to drive over gravel. If they've graded the road, like, it's so many dangers. Like, don't blow
That's why I don't have a motorcycle.
Don't blow the grass in the road.
Don't blow your grass in the road. That sounds like a good country song.
I'm sure they party.
Don't blow your grass in the road.
I'm sure they already have. We're giving ideas, guys.
Gonna wreck my motorcycle. It's like a bluegrass song. Twin predicts a sibling's death. I think there's going to be a trend of those types of stories. Just forewarning there. Not myself, but my uncle had a twin. It's always somebody else. It's not me, but my uncle had a twin once. My grandma said that the day his twin got lost, he was very upset. He woke up in the middle of the night and ran to her crying that his twin was dead. They found his body in the ditch the next morning. Apparently it was a hit and run. The time of death was eerily close to the time my uncle woke up his mother. Fucking acorns in the road.
Yep, again, same place.
Predicting a twin's phone call from Skunk73.
Oh.
My dad always knew when his brother was going to call. Hey, get the phone, will you? It's not ringing, Dad. Phone rings 10 seconds later. Blew my mind every time.
Nice.
I like Skunk73. Short but sweet. To the point.
4 lines.
And he didn't go, it's not me, it's my uncle. Twins see the same apparition. From D.H. Risher. My sister and I were being given a bath by my mom when we were around 3 years old. We both pointed into the top corner of the room. My mom asked, what is it? We replied, it's the lady. She's smiling. My mom was so scared to turn around. Shit scared. She was shit scared to turn around. That's cool. I like that. That's creepy. That's like, that's up there with The Shining.
That's the
two little
it's
fucking
behind you.
twins that wanted to play in the hallway. Yeah.
That's the it's behind you.
Mother of twins remembers telepathic connections. My mom strongly believes in twin telepathy due to things she experienced when my older identical brothers were young. Many things happened, but I'll share 2. When they were 3, she was feeding one brother while the other napped. Okay, so she's given them names, E and D. So the one that was feeding was E, and the one that was napping was D.
Okay.
E started struggling to get out of his high chair, calling out his twin brother's name. It made my mom suspicious. When she went to check on him, she found the window to his bedroom was open. He was laying in bed, but to this day, we don't know if someone had opened the window to harm my sleeping brother.
Ooh.
Another time, my mom decided to test their telepathy. Because who wouldn't? My grandma had taken E camping, and D couldn't go because he had poison ivy.
Ooh.
My mom told D that they had to go pick up E because he'd fallen out of a tree and was hurt, to which D responded, no, he's okay, Mama. My mom said, how do you know? D responded, because I feel his magnet.
Ooh. What's a magnet?
That must be like the positive negative attraction that twins have. Like it's a magnetic thing. I don't know. I'm just talking shit.
You're bumping your fists together.
Magnets. That's what magnets do. They bump. That's 2 fists that bump together. Twin rescues sister from sleep paralysis. News at 11. My sister and I are identical. We live about 10 miles apart, and one night I was experiencing sleep paralysis. During the dream, my sister shook me awake, and we talked for half an hour before we finally calmly fell asleep. The next morning, I woke up and started talking to her and realized she wasn't ever with me that night. Instead, she was at her house. Creepy. Instantly, she calls me and tells me a weird dream she had and how she woke me up from a night terror.
Oh.
That's kind of fucking weird, dude. Dude, 10 miles away, One had the dream of trying to wake her up, and the other had the dream of being paralyzed.
Wicked.
Fucking cool.
Wicked.
Twins remember non-existent vent.
What?
There was a specific air vent in our room that my twin and I both remember that one day just disappeared. I remember the day we realized it was gone. My twin was telling me about a dream that he had about smoke coming out of the air vent. I said, the one over there, and pointed towards one of the vents, the one that still exists. He said, no, the other one. We looked towards the other one, but it was gone. We asked my mom about it later, and her reaction was basically, there's never been a vent there. Me and my twin both have specific memories of laying on top of the vent when we were hot. There was a shelf above it, and sometimes our cat would jump up there and knock the shelf onto us. Why would we have laid there so often? Under a shelf we knew might fall on us if there was no vent.
What was that? Was it a portal?
It was the vent from their spaceship.
Oh, see? That was their connection home.
Yes. Twins in different cities share connection. My twin sister and I are weirdly identical, especially for not having lived in the same state for the last 10 years. Well, you're a twin. So how are you weirdly identical if it's your identical twin?
You're the same DNA.
Monkey. There have been several times where we visited one another to find we were wearing the same outfit. When she came for Christmas, I picked her up at the airport and we had the same jacket, the same shirt, and the same pants on. Her daughter was wearing the same sweatshirt as one of my daughters as well. We brought the same sheets, the same toys for each other's kids, the same gift for each other's birthday. Well, that sounds like boring.
That's wild.
When my twin sister got pregnant, I knew before she told me. I kept dreaming she had a kid. We were talking on the phone, and I jokingly brought up that I thought she was pregnant because of my dreams. She was. She'd only learned a few days before, and she and my brother-in-law were waiting to tell people.
Cool.
We also seem to always know when something big has happened, especially something bad. She knew something was up before I told her I was leaving my ex. I knew something was wrong before she confided in me about some health problems.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
That's wicked.
That is pretty wicked. Twin experiences her sister's pregnancy physically.
Ooh.
My twin and I can feel physical things that the other goes through. If one of us is sick, sometimes the other gets symptoms. One time I drank a lot and my sister woke up with a hangover the next day. She hadn't been drinking at all. That's kind of cool.
That's wicked. What is that?
Dude, now my question is did the other sister wake up with a hangover or did she give it to her twin sister and she woke up feeling great? Oh, probably the biggest one is that each time she would get pregnant, I would know first. When she was newly pregnant with my niece, I was walking through the store and couldn't stop dry heaving.
Oh.
Everything in the store was making me sick and I knew it wasn't me. I went home and called her and told her to take a test. She said she didn't think she was pregnant. She'd been trying for ages with no luck. The next day, she came over to my house for a surprise visit to tell me I was going to be an aunt. Sweet.
I already know it.
Brother's leg cramp coincided with twin surgery. There's a big trend of that, too, where, like, one will feel the pain of another.
Right.
Even though they're not going through anything painful.
Right.
When we were young, I broke my leg playing hide and seek. While my parents were with me for some sort of surgery to fix the leg, my brother was left with some family friends. Suddenly, my brother screamed out in pain. Apparently, his leg was cramping. They noted the time, and it was the same exact minute they began cutting into my leg miles away.
What are you eating?
They spoke without speaking. I'm not sure if it's because we were twins, but I remember when I was little, my sister would sometimes sleep in my room just for fun. She had cerebral palsy and could not stand, sit up, speak, or even chew solid foods. So she must have been, like, got all the shit genes from the twins when they separated.
Like all the chromosomes.
They were probably almost Siamese twins.
So she would have had cerebral palsy.
Because cerebral palsy is a brain thing. So, and that's like at the brain stem.
Right. So
at the cerebrum.
Yeah.
So yeah, I bet that's what it was. I bet they were connected, and when they separated, it caused damage to her brain.
Yeah.
Ooh, like they were connected in the womb.
Womb.
Anyway, she was always on her back or in a wheelchair and was tube fed through her belly button. Oh. She could only make noises or blink to have any communication. That sounds like a terrible life. I remember one night the lights were out and she was on a mattress on the floor beside me. It was a hazard having her on a high bed in case she fell. Right. Anyway, we were just lying there and I was talking away for probably over an hour before we fell asleep. She would respond by making noises. We had full-on hour-long conversations with each other in a way that we could banter back and forth. It seemed natural and made sense to me that I could pick up what type of response she had by her noises. Probably not unexplainable, but it's sort of cool. Did she just sit there and go, Timmy? Timmy! Timmy!
You feel uncomfortable. You always make a joke.
I do. A twin language all their own. My twin and I don't have twin telepathy, but my parents claim that we had our own kind of language until about age 5. That's because they're from fucking another planet. They're aliens. I guess she was pretty concerned for a little while because my sister's speech was so delayed and she wouldn't interact with anyone else.
She was telepathically communicating, so she didn't have to.
My brother tells us it was incredibly creepy because we would string together all of these strange sounds and reactions to one another, but no one else had any clue what we were saying.
So they created their own language.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Her mother definitely had twin telepathy. 100% sure that my mother has it with her twin. I recall multiple times growing up when my mother would stand up, walk to the phone, and pick it up after it rang. Pick it up before it rang because my aunt was calling. I also remember vividly when my mother doubled over in pain for no reason at all. She said, "Find out where your aunt is. Something has happened." I called my cousin, and he said she was on a backcountry horseback trip. We come to find out she fell from a cliff with her horse.
Jesus.
The horse crushed her leg. It's impossible to play games with them. Though I'm sure some of that is due to their ability to read each other's body language. So why did she get abdomen cramps if it was the leg that got crushed?
I'm sure it probably stumped her.
Maybe she just had to fart.
You think so?
Maybe.
So it was a fart pain?
It was a twin fart. Twins share mysterious childhood laughter. My identical twin and I would lay in bed when we were young and for no reason laugh in perfect unison almost every night.
Oh my God, that's creepy. That's not
Could you imagine being the parent and you're hearing
no
from both of them at the same time?
No, okay, so it's like 12:30 at night and then we hear Finn laughing. I just look at Eric like, don't go in there. Please don't go in there.
Oh.
Please don't go in there. He sings and laughs himself to sleep.
Oh my God.
I don't know who he's talking to and I don't want to know.
That's fucking creepy.
It's totally creepy. I'll just look at Eric like, no.
You're going to go in there one day and he's going to be dancing like Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs.
No, he's not. With his penis tucked.
Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me. I'd fuck me hard.
You're messed up. You are messed up. You're messed up.
Yeah. The scary dream. I'm an identical twin, and twin telepathy is definitely real. One time when we were little, we both had a dream on the exact same night about our cousins dying. Even though both of us rarely remember our dreams, we both remembered that one and told each other the next day. Twin telepathy isn't exactly what people think it is or see in movies, but it is 100% real. You know why her eyes are blinking in there like that?
She's waking up.
Because I just whipped it out. She's like, oh my God. The bloody coincidence. I'm a fraternal twin, and we definitely have some twin magic going on. One time, she left school to get a blood test, but I had to stay in class. A bit later, I realized that I had a broken blood vessel in the inside of my elbow.
Oh, God.
But didn't think much of it at the time. When we saw each other later, I realized that it was the exact same spot as where she got her blood test.
Ooh, that's weird.
Wait, so she got stuck by the needle and his fucking blood vessel blew in his elbow?
Yes, in his AC.
Fucking creepy.
That's wicked.
Yeah.
Wicked.
The near-death experience. After my twin brother went out with friends, I became very nervous, tossing and turning on the couch with nightmares. I saw flashes of things like a cop car and sirens. My mother rushed out of the house after receiving a phone call and brought my brother back, who was in shock and non-responsive. The next day, we just hugged and cried when he told me that a white car had chased him and his friends through the breezeway, trying to run them over.
Ooh.
Okay. What does that have to do with being a fucking twin?
The dude saw the lights.
Because he was having nightmares.
Yeah,
okay.
he saw the lights.
I couldn't get that one for a second. That was kind of dumb.
He saw what his brother was going through.
Yeah. The shower slip up.
Oh, that sounds like a totally wrong thing.
It does. It sounds like I was in the shower with her and I
fell on the
I put it in the wrong hole.
I fell on the
Once in the shower while shaving
flashlight.
I managed to nick the inside heel of my right foot. What the fuck were you shaving?
Why'd you shave your feet?
You're shaving your feet?
Why are you shaving your feet?
What?
Hold on, let's pause. You nicked the inside heel of your right foot.
Okay, it's probably a chick and she was shaving her legs.
Why are you shaving?
But why is she shaving her fucking feet?
Well, it's a lady. It says twin sister, so it is a lady.
Yeah, it wouldn't stop bleeding, so I bandaged it up. Later on, I noticed my twin sister had a bandage on the same spot as mine. After a couple of days, I asked why her cut hadn't healed yet. That's when I learned it wasn't a shaving accident, but her first tattoo. My sister was getting tattooed in the same spot and at the same time as when I cut myself. Even we were freaked out. I'm still curious as to what the fuck, why she was shaving her feet.
She nicked the inside heel of her right foot. That's wicked.
Yeah.
So her sister got tattooed in the same spot.
Apparently they were hobbits.
Because they had to shave their feet.
Yeah.
So her sister had to have her feet shaved too if she got a tattoo there.
Right.
Because they can't tattoo over fur.
That's right, because it's a hobbit foot.
So you had to. So if the fur grows over it, if it's a bad tattoo, then you don't have to worry about it.
Right. There you
go.
go.
Don't shave your foot.
That's right.
How often do you have to shave your feet if you shave your feet?
As a hobbit?
Is it like underarms?
Well, hobbits don't wear shoes.
So, no, I'm just wondering, is it like have to shave your underarms every other day?
I don't know. I don't shave my underarms, so I don't know.
I mean, like it grows back pretty quick.
But it takes, I got to shave my balls every 3 months.
So you think it took 3 months for your feet to grow back or your hair to grow back?
Well, I was shaving my balls and I nicked the inside heel of my foot. Makes no fucking sense.
I was shaving my balls and I nicked the inside of my right heel.
My fucking right heel got bleeding.
By your testicle. Were you doing it on the floor? Were you sitting down with your heel there?
No, that's how long the hair is.
Was your foot trying to... Oh, I almost didn't catch that. Were you sitting... Okay, I'm imagining you being like... in like the cross-legged where your testicle
balls.
is like laid over the heel of your foot like a bat wing.
I got dreadlocks.
Like a bat wing.
I got ball locks. I take my pants down and it sounds like you're on a beach in Jamaica.
The beads. Oh, the beads.
Don't let 'em fool ya. Oh, no. That's why the ladies love me. The swapped symptoms. My twin and I used to feel each other's pain. Once as a toddler, I had a fever but showed no symptoms and was running around playing. My twin, however, had the symptoms but no fever and was lethargic and crying. When my mom called the doctor to ask his opinion, he said, I don't know who to give the medicine to, so just give it to them both.
Oh, God.
Right, and one's anaphylactic to it. So that's real fucking bright.
Right?
That's good doctoring. That sounds like he should work where we work. I don't know. Bring him in. I'll get a PE on him. I was going over to my friend's house to hang out, but my sister had a bad feeling about it. When I got there, I started chopping up stuff for dinner. Wait, you're going to your friend's house and chopping stuff up for dinner? I put my arm down with the knife in my hand when my legs somehow slipped out or I tripped on something. The knife ended up stabbing into my leg, creating 2 giant gashes. Okay,
how do you Okay, let's start over because this doesn't even make sense.
So he goes to his friend's house and he's chopping up stuff for dinner. He slips and he gets stabbed in the leg twice because he's got 2 giant gashes. How the fuck does that happen? Oh my God. All the way into my muscle and I almost hit my artery.
That sounds like stories that we get.
Yes.
I stabbed my leg twice when I fell.
I was trying to make peanut butter and jelly sandwich and I slipped. And somehow that jar of peanut butter went up my butt twice. And the second time it got stuck.
In the shower.
Right. And my question would be, how do you keep your bread dry? If you did that in the shower making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, you crazy motherfucker. You have to get a CTA abdomen
just
on you.
Just the jar.
For GI
you leave
bleed.
the sandwich on the counter, but just the jar.
So is he hanging out of the shower?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the steam? I guess he likes steamed bread.
Yeah, some people do.
I was rushed to the hospital, had to get 24 stitches, and was put on crutches for about 2 months. The entire time, my sister kept telling me she knew something like that was going to happen. Well, it sounds like he's just a dumbass.
Yeah.
That
sounds like he falls a lot.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with twins. That just has to do with him being a fucking klutz. The great minds. In 4th grade, my twin brother and I got sent down to the principal for cheating on our essays. We'd written almost the same thing word for word, but we were in different classes and never discussed them. Then in 7th grade, he broke his collarbone in a soccer game. I was home at the time and had no knowledge of it, but started to complain to my mom about a sudden sharp pain on the side of my chest. Turns out it was the same side where his collarbone had broken.
You know what I saw on a show?
What?
The kids are getting so smart now that they're actually printing water bottle labels with answers on them.
Oh, my God.
Like it says 1956
Yeah,
instead for the calories, like the whole back where it says calories. Like if you just saw the bottle of water, you wouldn't realize that the ingredients has like all of the countries.
When we were in school, we weren't even allowed to have drinks in the classroom.
No.
Now they can have water bottles in the classroom?
The water bottle had all
ridiculous.
the answers on it.
Ugh.
It was genius.
Yeah, I suppose.
Like I just wrote it on the bottom of my shoe.
I wrote it on the back of my eyelids. I just closed my eyes. I could see all the answers. Took a while. The Sister Savior. When I was a kid, I would have seizures in the middle of the night when I was sleeping. On the nights that I would have seizures, my twin sister would wake up and have weird tunnel vision. The room would gradually grow lighter and lighter, then darker and darker. For her, this was a sign that I was going to have a seizure. She would run to my parents and alert them, giving them the opportunity to be with me during my grand mal seizures and to get me to the hospital. That doesn't prove twins' brains have a weird connection. I don't know what does.
I mean, I know dogs can sense it.
Yeah.
That's why you have a companion. So they'll alert.
Right.
That or pull you down. Like a lot of times they, or no, I don't know if is it a vibration or is it I wonder what that is.
I don't know.
How dogs sense that.
I don't know. Maybe they smell it because their nose is really good.
A seizure has a smell?
Maybe.
I don't know. That's another one we should do.
The shared heart. My twin sister and I were in our separate bedrooms doing homework when she came to show me a doodle of a heart she had drawn on her upper right thigh. Well, she sounds like the porn star of the two. Why are you drawing hearts on your upper right thigh? I had also drawn a heart on my upper right thigh. Oh, they're both into porn. Even though we were in separate rooms and had no clue what the other one was doing. 10 years later, we're on the same video with the same cock in each other's mouth. Another time, we had a dream on the same night that our younger sister had been killed. Not the same circumstance in the dream, but weird nonetheless that we had both had a dream like that. Nothing happened to her, which is great.
What was that even? Why did that even need to be in the thing?
What? I don't know.
That they had a dream that their sister was killed.
Because talking about the shared connection of their brains. I'm more interested into... I'm going to have to look at this name and see if it's in porn.
Dude, at 10 years old, you draw on yourself all the time.
On your right upper thigh?
Yeah, right there where your pants are.
Oh, okay. That's not where I'm thinking they were writing it.
No, you were watching porn in your head.
The thigh is right in here.
This is your thigh.
Yeah. The heartbreaking connection. Even though I'm an identical twin, I think my mom and aunt's twin telepathy story is weirder. My mom was in the shower when she started having chest pains. Minutes later, she got a call that my aunt was in the hospital with severe heart problems and was about to die. My mom said she literally felt the life going out of her.
Dude, that's wicked.
It's kind of sad.
That's wicked.
The dream team. When we were kids, my sister and I used to have the same recurring dreams. One of them was about stealing our mom's car to drive around the block and almost getting caught. The other was about jumping from the bottom of one bunk bed in our room to the top of the other, a feat that basically required the ability to fly. We both had that tummy clenching feeling like you get when you swing really high. That doesn't make any fucking sense to me whatsoever. Ever. So they both dreamed about stealing cars.
Just two dreams.
And flying on the top bunk bed.
Ugh. You just wasted like 15 seconds.
Yes, that's 15 seconds of my life I cannot get back. With your dumb story about your dumb dreams that no one cares about. Let's talk about the heart horse some more.
I like the parallel twins. I know there was another article about the parallel twins, but...
The matching Mother's Day. My twin sister and I sent our mom the exact same Mother's Day card this year. This could definitely be termed a coincidence by non-believers, but I choose to think otherwise. It's just the most recent incident in 26 years of calling each at the exact same time to ask the exact same question, independently choosing identical outfits and other general eerie behavior. She spells eerie wrong.
Eerie.
The faint spell. Sophomore year of high school, my twin sister and I were in different classes. I turned to my friend sitting next to me and said, I think my sister isn't okay. He assured me that she was fine, but I didn't believe it. I knew my sister was sending a signal that something was wrong. I got a bathroom pass and went to their classroom to check on her, but when I looked through the window, she wasn't in there. Her teacher told me that my sister had fainted and was in the nurse's office. I knew she was trying to tell me something.
Ew.
Weird.
That was wicked.
Yeah. Could you imagine?
Text message without text message.
Yeah. That's weird.
That's weird.
The parking lot pair. My twin and I were studying abroad in different states. We were each living with a host family, her in California and me in Indiana. One day, I asked my host mom to teach me how to drive. Where are these parents at? Why are these kids studying in different fucking states? Did the parents not want them anymore? They were like, they're twins. Get them away from each other. They're fucking creepy, and we're moving to another state. Because I can get it. I understand. I do understand
We had an exchange student from Norway when I was coming.
Okay, that's understandable. That's an exchange student from another country.
It's an exchange student. A student studying abroad. That means they're from another country.
Studying abroad in different states. That means that they're in the same country. They're in America. They're in America.
Yeah, but if you apply to the one place and they send you to two different families.
So is this how I get cute college girls?
No, you need to be registered,
I'm
Billy.
A host. I'm a host. My house is a host for exchange students. She has to at least be a sophomore in college.
No.
I'm really not like this, people. Okay, just so you know. I don't want anybody thinking that I'm really a fucking creeper. I just like to say shit just to make everybody laugh.
And feel very uncomfortable.
And feel uncomfortable because it's one of my favorite things to do. I like making things awkward.
It works.
Yes.
Shuts you down very quickly, I have to say.
One day I asked my host mom to teach me how to drive. We drove in the parking lot at approximately 2:30 p.m. 3 hours later, California time, 2:30, my sister texts me a picture of her behind the wheel saying, "Look what I'm doing." We learned how to drive at the same time.
So you asked your host mom to take you to learn, teach you how to drive. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. The Wordless Conversation. I'm a fraternal twin. I'm a girl and he's a boy. When I was younger, my brother had poor speech and didn't talk very often. What's his excuse now? So whenever he wanted something, he would just look at me without saying anything, and I would translate correctly to my parents.
So he wouldn't say anything. Cool.
How do you know what he wants if he doesn't say anything? She was reading his mind? That just doesn't make any sense. He just looks at her, and she knows, oh, he would like a pepperoni pizza with extra cheese.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't work like that. It's not how it works.
How does it work?
I don't know, but it doesn't work like that.
You don't know. You don't have a twin.
Maybe I do. Maybe I've never told you about my twin.
No.
Maybe I ate my twin in the wom.
What? In the what?
In the wom.
Is that a woke way of saying it now?
Yeah. The sleep talkers. When my twin and I were toddlers, our parents witnessed us sleep talking, and we were asleep in different rooms, and we were seemingly having a back and forth conversation about having played in the sandbox earlier in the day. Years later, we both dreamt about our older sister being in danger, and the next morning she received calls from each of us, making sure that she was okay. So yes, I believe there's got to be some kind of tenuous link between twins that goes beyond simple coincidence. The strangling snake. That's what I call my wiener. Hey, baby, want to come over and see the strangling snake?
No. Nope.
It'll choke you from within.
Nope.
Oh, sometimes I crack myself up. I have a fraternal twin sister. When I was really young, I had this reoccurring dream of being strangled by a snake in the middle of the night. I never mentioned it to anyone, though. My sister recently told me that when she was younger, she had a recurring dream. Nightmare of waking in the middle of the night to find that I had been strangled by a snake.
Oh.
Wait, so she had the dream of being strangled, and the sister had the dream of finding her being strangled.
Yep.
That's weird.
That's wicked.
Now, who said it first, though? Because, okay, so she probably never told her sister.
No.
Just from the way the sentence works out. My sister recently told me that when she was younger, so they didn't talk about this until she brought it up.
Yep.
Wow. And the total acceptance. My grandma has an identical twin sister. When they got married, they moved to 2 separate cities. When one was sick, the other was too. They would buy clothes from different shops in different cities, but somehow get the same thing all the time. Now they're both widowed and live together, embracing their twinness by dressing the same almost every single day. Well, that's cute.
That's cute.
They look like they look like Hawaiians.
They do.
The way they're all dressed up. They got like a Hawaiian dress and a red shirt and a little flower in their hair.
Yeah.
It's cool.
That's cool.
10 unusual twin stories you won't believe are true. Well, they don't look like twins.
Nope.
At all. I'm just saying. Identical twins June and Jennifer Gibbons were famously known as the Silent Twins, as they would only speak to each other in their secret language. The twins had made a pact that for one of them to live free, the other must die.
What?
Jennifer soon died under mysterious circumstances.
She murdered her.
Fucking creepy.
She murdered her, Billy.
Oh, dude.
Look at that face. She murdered her sister. Look at that face.
The one on the right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're going to die.
This is on unbelievablepacts.com.
One of us is only making it out alive. It's
right?
not going to be. It's
For one of us to be free, the other must die. That's fucking creepy.
That's totally creepy. Did we back it up?
June and Jennifer Gibbons, a pair of identical twins, were born on 11 April 1963. They grew up in a small county town in Wales in the United Kingdom. The sisters faced a lot of bullying at their schools, being the only black students. This pushed them to become even more reserved. The sisters stopped speaking to anyone else. They only spoke to each other. People couldn't understand their language, even if they tried to, due to the sisters' version of a sped-up Bajan Creole, an English-based Creole language that is spoken on the island of Barbados, which had African and British influences. They put "with" in there.
Yeah.
It threw me off. After several failed attempts to get the sisters to speak to others by a string of psychologists, June and Jennifer were sent to separate boarding schools. Soon after they were reunited, the sisters began creating stories and plays in a soap opera style. They even recorded a few in their voices for their younger sister, Rose. They wrote stories about young men and women, primarily exhibiting strange and criminal behavior.
Weird.
The twins started taking drugs and got involved in the criminal acts of vandalism, theft, and arson. This led to their subsequent hospitalization at the Broadmoor Hospital, a highly secure mental health facility. The sisters were at Broadmoor for 11 years.
Weird.
Wow. It was here that their long-standing belief that for one of them to lead a normal life, the other one must die, took shape.
Wow.
After a long discussion between the two, Jennifer agreed to sacrifice herself. From Broadmoor, the sisters got transferred to a more open Caswell clinic in March of 1993. On arrival, Jennifer was found unresponsive. She was immediately taken to the hospital, where she soon died. The reason for her death was given as acute myocarditis. However, what led to this remains a mystery. June now lives near her parents in West Wales, quietly wanting to put the past behind her.
So she got her heart broken.
Either that or she took some drugs.
But I don't understand why they had to feel like one of them had to die.
Because they were crazy.
Yeah, but it sounds like she lives fine with her parents in West Wales.
But they were both crazy, it sounds like. Maybe
the
that's
other
what it
one was more crazy.
Maybe they were sharing the same brain. And the only way that one person could move on with the crazy was to take the life.
You take the crazy with you.
Wow.
That's wicked.
In 2008, the twin sisters shot to fame in the aftermath of a rampage on an M6 motorway in London, UK. The incident involved assaulting police officers, pedestrians, and eventually murder in London. The bizarre story of the Swedish twins Ursula and Sabina Erickson has left behind a trail of unanswered questions. Ursula and Sabina Erickson were normal twins from Sweden, born on November 3rd, 1967. The sisters had a healthy childhood and youth with no history of mental or general health problems. Sabina was living a normal, happy life in Ireland with her partner and 2 children. Ursula was living in the U.S. Ursula came to visit Sabina on 16 May 2008. Soon after, the duo, for reasons unknown, left for Liverpool, England. The sisters caught the eyes of the driver and co-passengers on the bus for their unusual attachment to their luggage. The driver requested that the two to get their luggage checked. However, the sisters refused and were kicked off the bus by the driver at a rest stop. The manager of the rest area called the police, who let the women go, deeming them harmless. Soon after, the story took an unanticipated turn. The sisters left the rest area on foot and decided to go across the M6 motorway, so they jumped over the guardrail into the oncoming traffic. Drivers on the motorway tried to swerve around the two, but the sisters did get hit by the fenders of the cars. Soon after, police and paramedics came to assess the situation and tend to the seemingly unharmed sisters. While the police were still talking to them, Ursula made another attempt to run into the traffic. She was immediately followed by Sabina.
Dude!
The sisters suffered multiple injuries, including multiple fractures, head injuries, and more, yet they showed unfathomable strength and determination. They engaged in an altercation with the police and made several attempts to get themselves run over by the traffic. The sisters were eventually detained and admitted to a hospital for further evaluation. Doctors were not able to find any probable cause for the sisters' suicidal tendencies, although it was believed by many that the sisters suffered from a case of shared psychosis, also known as folie à deux.
Does that mean one of them was crazy, and then when they got together, then the other one shared this?
Yeah, maybe. Kind of like the first story.
Yeah.
Soon after the diagnosis, Ursula was committed to a mental facility for 3 months while Sabina was released. Hours later, Sabina met a man on the streets who was willing to help her after hearing her story. The day after, Sabina stabbed him to death and was found harming herself with a hammer.
Wow.
Sabina was convicted of manslaughter and was in prison for 5 years.
Wow.
What?
Wow. So the other one was still in the psych ward. They released the one sister, and then she ended up killing a man and hitting herself in the head with a hammer.
Fucking weird.
Why? What happened?
I don't know.
Is it not being around each other? Or
I have a theory that it is they're sharing the same brain. Like, you know, kind of like the earlier story about the one that had cerebral palsy.
Right.
So
one of them has a psychosis.
Probably stuck together during conception, and as they formed, they were stuck together, and they probably would have been Siamese twins, but they finally came apart. And when they did that, it damaged something internally, like in their brain, or they're sharing the same brain.
Gotcha. That's weird, though.
Yeah,
These are weird.
It's very weird. Fucking strange, man. But you hear a lot of stories about that kind of stuff where, like, the twins are okay away from each other, but as soon as they get together, it's like, bam. It's like fucking nuclear fission.
It might be. That's wicked.
After a hospital mix-up, 2 pairs of identical twins from Colombia were raised as 2 pairs of fraternal twins. What?
That's shitty.
You may have only seen such incidents happening in the movies where, due to a mix-up in the hospital, parents end up raising the children of other people. In the case of these pairs of twins from Colombia, it was their life story. 2 pairs of identical twins, Jorge and William, and Carlos and Wilbur, were raised in separate parts of Colombia as 2 pairs of fraternal or non-identical twins. Their story unraveled and their life collided when one day Jorge's colleague Laura walked into a grocery store with her friend Janeth. It's probably Janeth. To her surprise, she saw Jorge standing behind the butcher counter tending to customers. She tried waving at him, but he didn't respond. Laura was miffed, but Janeth told her that the guy's name was William and he was his boyfriend's cousin. Later, Laura recounted this incident to Jorge. He laughed at the weird coincidence. Jorge did have a twin, but they were not identical. Almost a year later, bothered by the weird coincidence, Yana sent a photo of William to Laura and asked her to show it to Jorge. Jorge could not believe his eyes. He just kept staring at the photos. Later, Jorge told the story to Carlos and showed him a picture of William and Wilbur. On the other side, William's cousin Brian was laying out this weird twin story for him.
Ooh.
While William and Jorge were born on December 21st, 1988 at Materno Infantil Hospital, Carlos and Wilbur were born a day later in Santander Province. Both the pairs were premature, and when Carlos fell ill, he was taken to Materno Infantil for checkup along with Wilbur. It was there that the swap happened.
Wow.
Though the brothers have no plans to live together, they are planning to come up with a book or sell the idea for a movie script in their lives. The identical brothers have similar characteristics such as their cheerfulness, empathy towards others, and their sense of humor. In spite of living in two different settings, the two sets of biological twins even have similarities in their appetites.
Cool. Because it's your microbiome. You're the same person.
That's trippy.
That's wicked. That was my fear with Finley. But now they have the band, like you have a band on your arm, and your baby has a matching band.
Yeah.
So you can't be like so far away from your baby.
Because it'll go off?
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Identical twin brothers Oscar Storr and Jack Yuffie were separated at infancy. One grew up as a Jew and the other as a Nazi. What? With striking similarities. How fucking crazy is that?
Dude, that's night and day. That's like...
Yeah. Oscar and Jack were born on
black.
16 January 1933 to a German Catholic mother and a Romanian Jewish father. After their parents decided to part ways, the twins were separated at the age of just 6 months. Years later, they met for the first time in 21 years at a railway station in Essen, West Germany. The most striking part of their reunion was their uncanny similarity to each other. They both were wearing similar wire-rimmed glasses and had receding hairlines, the same neat mustaches, and had a very similar clothing style.
Wow. So the mom went one way and the dad went the other way.
Yeah.
That's wicked.
The brothers were raised continents apart and in very different circumstances. Jack was raised by his father in Trinidad and Venezuela before finally settling with him in San Diego in the United States. He served in the Israeli Navy and lived in a kibbutz. Oscar, on the other hand, was raised as a Roman Catholic in a small town of Sudetenland. That's close to Czechoslovakia.
Okay.
It actually is Czechoslovakia.
Okay.
He grew up enjoying the Hitler Youth and worked in a coal mine after the war. The brothers were a glaring example of identical twins sharing similar traits even after growing up in extremely different conditions. Wow. It was this bizarre combination that got the twin admitted to a study of nature versus nurture at the University of Minnesota. The study helped the brothers in getting to know better about each other. The brothers rose to fame as a result of their surprising similarities. In 1995, a German documentary film, Oscar and Jack, was produced based on the two brothers. Oscar died in 1997 battling lung cancer, while Jack breathed his last at the age of 82.
Man, that's wicked. That's
yeah.
Nature versus nurture. The mom, he became a Nazi, and then the dad, that's wicked.
That's really wicked. You know what would have been even crazier? If they were born like 10 years earlier, one would not be in the Nazi youth. He would be a fucking full-fledged Nazi.
Right.
The other one could have been in a concentration camp.
Correct.
And what if one of them was a Nazi guard at the concentration camp?
Had to kill the other one?
Yeah, fucking crazy, dude. That sounds like a great story.
That's a total story.
How cool would it be if it was a story where he was a Nazi and he was trying to save his Jew prisoner brother in the concentration camp
that he didn't know he had.
That he didn't know he had until they met in the camp.
And they just knew they were twins.
Yeah.
Ooh, you should write that down, Billy.
Somebody's just going to steal that idea now because I just said it on the air.
No, they're not, but you know the history. They don't.
That's right, bitches. I know what's going on.
And we got it on the radio.
I want my royalties now. In another case of unusual twin stories, Anae found out about her identical twin sister, Samantha, thanks to a YouTube video shared by her friend Kelsang Dongsar. Browsing through social media posts and videos is in many cases just a sheer waste of time, although for Kelsang Dongsar it transpired into a moment of sheer luck. He had discovered the identical twins of his friend Anae Bourdier. Anae was adopted as an infant from South Korea and raised as an only child in Paris and Brussels. She was at the time studying fashion design at Central St. Martin's in London. Samantha, too, was born in South Korea and on the same day as Anae, 19 November 1987. Unlike Anae, Samantha was raised by her adopted parents in Verona, New Jersey. In their virtual introduction through Skype, both Samantha and Anae shared pictures, birth certificates, and more. They were both startled by the similarities between them, from having the same expressions, the same haircuts, the same dislike for cooked vegetables, especially carrots, to a similar style of speaking. The sisters were indeed two peas from the same pod. Future Man began filming every conversation, encounter, and development. She then turned all the 23,000 or so clips into the documentary Twinsters, which is available for streaming on Netflix.
Cool.
That's kind of neat.
That's cool.
Well, holy crap. They are twins.
They are?
Yeah, this was the picture in the very beginning of the thing.
Yeah.
All right, this one's not long,
twins.
so that's good. Born to a half-Jamaican mother and a white father, Lucy and Maria Aylmer present a striking example of biracial twins. They are identical twins who don't look the same, but it's unique when the twins have different skin tones and hair types. Born in 1997, Lucy and Maria have a white father and a half-Jamaican mother. Just like their looks, their personalities differ too. Fair complexion and red-haired, Lucy studied art and design, whereas Maria, who had brown hair and a caramel complexion, studied law and psychology. The skin tone of the other three siblings ranges between Maria and Lucy. In their mid-20s, the twins enjoy being different, as people don't mistake them for one another like normal identical twins. In fact, these twins have to show birth certificates to prove their relationship.
I would say yeah.
That's trippy.
Wow.
That's kind of cool.
One has mocha skin and very beautiful, fluffy
One's pumpkin spice and one's caramel macchiato.
Nice.
What?
I like pumpkin spice.
Right as the music comes in. All right. Well, that was a good show. I had fun with that one. I like talking about twins and their weirdness. All right, well, this is the last normal episode of the season. So the next episode will be our season finale. So can't wait to put it out there. You guys have a happy new year. Have a Merry Christmas. Send us emails at thedeadtimeradios@gmail.com. Go to our website at thedeadtimeradioshow.com. Become a patron, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.